Look, before we get into the content, it's really important that you guys hit that subscribe button. We're out here every single day working for y'all, trying to hit y'all with the best content. And what motivates us to keep going is people like you. So hit the subscribe button, join the conversation, join the Deuce Gang.
What he said.
I got it on remote control. That Donda album is amazing. I haven't even listened to CLB yet.
You haven't? You haven't had time to listen to CLB, or you
Not that
just
I haven't had
that's how much time it took to listen to Donda.
how much time it took. I'm not even done listening to it yet.
I know, that's what I mean, because it's long.
It has nothing to do with it being long. It could be
It's long.
13 songs. It is long. But I, unlike most of you silly fuckheads out there, actually take the time and listen to an album before I talk about it. I'm literally listening to the thing probably like 10, 15 times. I ride to it. I drive to it. I shower to it. I sleep to it. I clean to it. I sit down and I'm like this to it. I listen to it. Not, yo, let me listen to this as fast as I can so I can go on my social media and make a comment about it because I want to be the first person. I actually listen to it. So I
But
probably won't.
goes.
No,
That's how it goes nowadays.
That's why most people, I'm not saying yours, that's why most people's opinions on art should come with a fucking disclaimer. Listen to it once as fast as I could so I could be the first person to comment on it. Opinions may vary later on in the year because you're going to listen to it again, nigga. And now you're going to be like, oh, fuck, I really do like this album now, but I can't come out and say it because I already said it was shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get what you're saying.
And this is not even a Donda thing. Just listen. You make music. You do. How would you feel? You put a month or 6 months or however long it takes you to create a top to bottom. Even if it's one song, and then you put it out and somebody listens to it, it's halfway and they're like, this is shit. What the fuck? You didn't even hear it.
But what did I tell you? What did I tell you? It's all about the style of music that you make in the first place, because there's some people who make music and you got to listen to it a few times before you get it. And then there's some people who make music where you only got to listen to it 1 or 2 times and you're already singing the lyrics and it's one of the top songs. You know what I mean?
You know what you're describing, my friend?
No, what am I describing?
A fucking jingle. That's the whole point of a jingle. When somebody creates a commercial or an ad for a cereal, a Pop-Tart, running shoes, they want the car insurance. They want the ad to be super catchy. You hear it once, stuck in your head. You're talking about a jingle. So if you're indirectly saying, and please, I know you're going to say, don't put words in my mouth, but you can't deny my description of a jingle. And you can't obviously deny what you just said about you hear it 1 or 2 times and it's stuck in your head. They're the same thing. So indirectly, you're saying Drake is a jingle rapper.
I don't care how you put it. I don't care how you want to put it. I'm not going to deny that a jingle is that's what a jingle does. But Drake has bars, but he also knows how to create music that mixes the bars with some songs that are just made just to catch on quickly. It's not like he doesn't have tracks on there where he's spitting lyrics. He does. He has tracks out for days that are spitting lyrics, but he also knows how to create something that will catch some people's attention. And that way they'll pay attention to the shit that has lyrics. Kanye created an album of all artistry. Nothing really catchy. No captions I can use for Instagram. There's no memes that I can create off of these lyrics. And unfortunately, in 2021, that's the world that we live in, where we may not be out there doing that. But guess what? There's 13, 14, 15, 16 upwards year olds who that's what they look for when a Drake album drops. They want the quotables.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough. So Drake is William Mattar. It's your money. Get it when you want it. Anyways, so,
however you want, man. He making hits.
So Drake decided to, I guess, assist in the hit making because Kanye attempted to put a hit out on Drake lyrically with the assistance of Andre 3000. Andre 3K the homie. And they, Andre naturally, of course, put out a statement. My guy, do you have the statement handy? Would you like to read that?
I got it. I got it for you, man. This track, for those who haven't heard it, if you haven't, is called "Life of the Party," and this was actually debuted by Drake on his OVO night podcast or night owl, whatever it's called, podcast that he has. And he was the one that put this out there, which is amazing and hilarious. I don't know how he got it, but Kanye, you got to check your camp. When it was revealed that three stacks was on the track, a lot of people were saying, "Oh snap, okay, 3 Stacks doesn't like Drake either." Oh man, that's a problem. You know what I mean?
Three
Obviously,
Stacks decided to hop in the car when Kanye was doing the 187.
right?
You gotta
Right?
expect it.
3 Stacks sent him the screenshot of Drake's address. But anyway, he put out a statement and it to clarify exactly what happens. And it goes something like this. A few weeks ago, Kanye reached out to me about being a part of the Donda album. I was inspired by his idea to make a musical tribute to his mom. It felt appropriate to me to support the Donda concept by referencing my own mother, who passed away in 2013. We both share that loss. I thought it was a beautiful choice to make a clean album, but unfortunately, I didn't know that was the plan before I wrote and recorded my verse. It was clear to me that an edited, clean format of the verse would not work without having the raw original also available. So sadly, I had to be omitted from the original album release. The track I received and wrote to didn't have the diss verse on it, and we were hoping to make a more focused offering for the Donda album, but I guess things happen like they're supposed to. It's unfortunate that it was released in the way, and 2 artists that I love are going back and forth. I wanted to be on Certified Lover Boy too. I just want to work with people that inspire me. Hopefully I can work with Kendrick on his album. I'd love to work with Little Baby, Tyler, and Jay-Z. I respect them all.
Dope.
So that's the statement that he put out.
You know what's so funny before you jump off that? I remember when the baby released his statement about the HIV comments that he made. And we were like, we know he didn't write that. To me, Andre, this sounds like 3 Stacks actually wrote it. But anyways, go ahead. Go ahead.
We're not going to comment on the 2 different individuals and why one is more believable than the other. You can determine that for yourself.
Yes.
But the question that a lot of people have been asking straight up and down, do you believe him?
Do I believe 3 Stacks?
Yeah, you believe he's telling the truth? You believe that he has
100%, 100%. I don't think that Kanye West.
You know what that makes Kanye look like?
I don't think that Kanye West was calculated in this effort. What I think is Kanye was like, yo, let me get 3 Stacks on this project. True hip hop heads would love to, hear a verse from this guy. Boom. He sends him the beat. Beats fire. 3 Stacks did what he did. He got it back. In the mix of 3 Stacks working on his shit and then him getting it back, Drake is doing what he does, making Kanye West look crazy out here. He's like, all right, cool. I got something to say. People are definitely going to want to listen to it because it's on a 3 Stacks. Everybody knows 3 Stacks don't want no drama. They should be able to differentiate the two. I'm just saying what I got to say. Stacks had nothing to do with this. That's all I'm thinking. Again, I'm looking at this from a rapper point of view. I understand what I would be doing to the artist that I'm working with if I do a diss burst on a song with that artist. It kind of makes them guilty by association. But I'm hoping that the listener can clearly hear that the person I'm collaborating with has no venom, no bars for this person I'm insulting, and they should be able to, understand that this is just me going at the artist.
That's a solid point. Yeah, because if anybody who did listen to this track and got to hear the 3 Stacks verse, I mean, I've heard. Okay, so I was listening to the Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne made a hot point, man. He goes, if Kanye's Donda album had been more like Andre 3000's verse on the track, the one that's focused on the loss of his mother and how he feels and just being free and just the rawness in the verse, if that was a Donda album, that would have been a certified classic, no problem, easy, hands down.
Stop telling people how to mourn.
I'm not trying to tell people how to
Not
mourn.
you. I'm talking about Charlemagne. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not telling people. I was like, what did I say?
No,
I'm
not
gonna
you.
start mourning. What did I do? No, but I'm saying the verse that he wrote was so real. You know what I mean? And not to say that Kanye's music wasn't real or anything like that, but my problem with the album for me is I hear the artistry, I love the music, I couldn't feel it. I put it on louder speakers. I listened to it in my headphones. I couldn't feel it. You know what I mean? There was no emotion to it. And that's what has me thinking that Kanye's out here doing all this other extra stuff because he wants to evoke emotion in people in some way, in one way or another. And the music that he's put out is not doing it enough. So he's finding ways to get emotions out of people, it being separate from the music. Because at the end of the day, he did make this verse, put Andre 3000 on it, didn't release it, but the song was created, obviously. Drake had to get a version of it that was a complete version, wasn't randomly made. So the fact that he's going out there and doing these things, possibly with the intent to release it, means that to me, he feels like the music that he's released is not enough. It's not saying enough. That's how I feel.
Well, I think Donda is great. So far, I still have to continue to listen to it. But just as far as this particular record,
He's been on it for 2 weeks. He's on the fifth song.
no, I'm on like song 17. But as far as this particular record, I understand why it didn't go on the album. It's an album dedicated to my mom. This is
But
like,
Andre
why am I putting
3000's verse fit.
yeah,
Andre
but
3000's verse,
Kanye
so why not just
didn't.
add on to that?
Because this is what I'm trying to say. When people get this is why I'm not in Kanye's brain, but this is why this is why I think what I said. This is why I think that was the order of things that it happened in, because he moved on emotion. You're creating an album dedicated to your mom. Meanwhile, homie's out here poking holes in everything you're doing. He's moving on emotion. This might have been the last record on the entire project. And he's like, fuck this. I got to get off on Drake. Did it? Sounded great, depending on your perspective. Then he was like, oh, you know what? I can't put this on here. This is a circle piece. The square peg don't fit.
Well, according to Andre 3000, that's not the reason it didn't go on there. As according to Andre 3000, the reason that it didn't go on there is because he wanted a clean version. Yeah.
Great. So, okay. Yeah. According to Andre 3000, because Andre 3000 was the executive producer of the album.
I'm saying
he chose what came and go.
If you can sit there and tell me that you believe that he didn't know about this diss track in the first place, then why is it irrational for me to also think that you believe the whole statement? You only believe that one part, or?
Correct. Yes.
So he's lying in one part and telling the truth
in
the second part.
I don't think that Andre 3000 is lying. I think that Andre 3000 was told a lie. And he's just saying what he was told. That's all.
Just reiterating.
Yes, it was up to Kanye West whether or not the song went on the album, not him. You know what I mean? Hey, viewing public, what are your thoughts here? I mean, honestly, do you think that this would have made a difference on the album if the Donda album sounded like the Andre 3000 verse, which is the craziest thing that I've ever heard a media personality say? Charlemagne, whatever.
Right.
Would that made a huge difference? I'm still working on the album. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Deuces. Buddy.
I mean, yeah. What's up, man? Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far. You have to like. Please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000. And we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.